A.C.B.A.
Yes, sir. We're officially back at it. Boog Nights coming at you with another daily update. So just a reminder, tonight at about 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, come join us for the 250th episode of the Articulated Comic Book Art Podcast. Got some new things to unveil, some new features, and worked out a few bugs, and we're going to have a good time. So again, come hang out with us right here on the channel. I'm back on the table. I was messing around a bit last night, getting around to fully opening the figures from the Chad Build-A-Figure wave. So I was able to open Monet, our very first Monet in the life of the Marvel Legends line. Interesting choice to get her in her Generation X uniform, but I do think it's a solid figure. She could have absolutely used another head sculpt, you know, something more dynamic, and then they could have utilized the windswept hair for that additional head sculpt. She does have two interchangeable sets of hands. One more, the jazz hands for the trifecta would have been great, but I'm interested and eager to see if they will complete a Generation X team. Mess around with Chamber here a bit. What a unique head sculpt, unique power set. But when I'm looking at this figure, I really just see the Kit Bash potential. I'm looking at Ghost Rider. I saw somebody mention on Instagram that they were surprised I got him to stand. You got to really work that hinge upward. It does move. And if you get that move, then you're able to continuously move it. Then you'll get him to stand up. He too had two sets of interchangeable hands. A third would have been great. Fang, I thought it was interesting that all of his little like jewelry parts are like floating pieces. You got to move them around and position them to stay and look like they're part of the uniform as you're posing this guy. Really happy about Corsair and the possibility of completing the classic Starjammers. You know, Corsair's on the new Vulcan buck. This is a very nice buck. Suits the character well. One more set of hands would have been great, but they are red gloved hands, so you probably can find some others out there. He needed the jazz hands though. His weapons, not really painted that well, so you might want to take to these yourself with a little dry brushing or something like that. My thing here though is that he's got the neutral head sculpt with the windswept tassels, where he should have had a more dynamic head sculpt with the windswept tassels and a second additional neutral head sculpt with the tassels just kind of flaccid. Pause. Chad, come on, man. They really dropped the ball on this guy. They didn't give him the fins on his calves. None of the fins are painted. They should be sort of like a lighter, almost yellow color to highlight the figure more, as should his lips. And then the entire body just needed like some dry brushing and stuff to bring out the sculpt. I would have honestly liked them to give us a completely new, unique sculpt for Chad, but if they were going to use this old Abomination sculpt, then, you know, paint it. Go the full distance and make the figure look true to form in terms of his comic book counterpart. And then I broke out my Army Builder box, so I'll be shooting with a few Army Builders in the next 24 hours or so. But here's the scrolls, the Pulse exclusive scrolls with that Super Scroll and Queen Scroll 2-pack that is starting to release right now. I was thinking about these guys again, Super Scroll Build-A-Figure here in the middle of these guys. But I'd like to see more offerings of Army Builders from Pulse. Speaking of which, that the Hawkeye show goons are starting to show up in Target. I see some people got that recently. But I'll be back on the table shooting the rest of the individual figures from this wave.
I'm in the game, I'm grinding, I got to play 24 hours in a day, 7 days out the week, I never sleep. I'm on my grizzly bear, 52 weeks out the year, yeah.